Welcome back, everyone. I'm Mohammed Ajalouni, and this is it, the final video in our Humanizing HR series. Over the last 11 explainers, we've broken down all these different ideas. Well, today, in video number 12, we're going to put all those pieces together.
We've looked at so many different practices kind of in isolation, right? But now it's time to zoom out and see the whole thing, the big interconnected picture. And trust me, this is where the real magic of this whole philosophy comes to life. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll talk about why this is a system, not just a bunch of parts. Then we're going to walk through the logical steps, laying the foundation, building that people engine, and then activating it for growth. Finally, we'll get to the ultimate outcome, culture, and have a final reflection. Sound good? Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive right in. Now, this is absolutely crucial to get. Humanizing HR is not some kind of buffet where you can pick and choose the parts you like. No, it's a single integrated system. Its real power comes from how every single piece connects and reinforces all the others.
You know, this quote just says it all. This isn't a project you can knock out in a quarter. It's not about deadlines. It is a deep, long-term journey of transformation. But the good news? We finally have a clear roadmap to guide us on that journey. So, that brings us to probably the most important question of all, right? Where do you actually start, and how do you build this whole thing out in an order that actually makes sense, where each step builds logically on the one before it? Well, let's break that down right now.
Everything, and I really mean everything, starts right here. Step 1 is all about mindset. Before you draft a single policy, before you look at any new software, you have to get this right. You've got to fundamentally shift how the entire organization thinks about its people.
So the core belief is simple. People are the heart of the organization, not just resources. And here's a simple but incredibly powerful first action you can take. Rename your HR department. Call it People and Culture or something similar. Look, this isn't just for show. It's a huge symbolic statement that you are absolutely serious about this change.
Okay, with that new mindset in place, you can get to the really heavy lifting. Step 2, building the technical grading system. I like to call this the backbone of the entire humanizing HR philosophy. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is a demanding, massive effort. It could easily take a year, maybe more. You've got to define all your job families, break them down into crystal clear technical levels, and spell out exactly what skills and knowledge are needed for each. It's tough work, for sure. But without this fair, transparent backbone, I promise you, nothing else we talk about is going to hold together. So while that huge foundational project of the grading system is underway, you don't have to just sit and wait. You can immediately get started on building your people engine, and that all begins with step 3, completely redesigning how you find and hire new talent. And the shift is huge. We're moving away from the old way of hiring, based on past experience and a fancy resume. Instead, we're moving towards hiring for future potential. We're looking for learning ability, adaptability, and pure curiosity. You're hiring people who can grow, not people who have just done the same thing for years. And yeah, that's going to require some new tools and a whole different mindset for your recruiters. Next up, let's talk about leadership. In a human-centered system, leadership has to be intentional. It cannot be an automatic promotion you get just because you were really good at your technical job. That's a classic mistake. This quote really gets to the core of it. Leadership is a massive responsibility. It's not some prize you win. So we have to get good at spotting people with real leadership potential early on, and then give them clear pathways, whether individualized or structured, to develop those very different skills. And you know what? It is perfectly fine that not everyone is meant to be a leader. All right, on to step 5. So once you've defined all those technical grades, you now have a responsibility to create clear pathways for people to actually grow through them. See, it's not enough to just show them the ladder. You got to help them learn how to climb it. So for every single level, you need to define the required training and provide real opportunities for development. But here's the crucial part. These pathways can't be static. They have to live and breathe, evolving with new technology and your business strategy. The whole goal here is to prepare your people for what's coming before it happens, not just react to change after it's already here. Okay, foundations are laid, the engine is built. Now it's time to fire this thing up. Steps 6 through 9 are where the mechanics really kick into gear. You set up a salary philosophy that rewards actual skill growth, not just job titles. You create promotion paths that are flexible. People can move up, sideways, or deeper into their technical craft. You build formal systems for both everyday problem solving and for those big game-changing innovations. And this is a big one, notice what comes dead last? Performance appraisal. You only bring that in at the very end when the whole system is mature enough that it can be a tool for development, not a tool for judgment.
And all of that brings us to the final step. And this is maybe the most misunderstood piece of the puzzle in any organization, shaping the culture. So many companies try to start with culture, right? They put posters on the wall. But here's the secret. Culture isn't where you start. It's what you get at the end. It's the result of every single one of those previous steps being applied day in and day out consistently over time. Sure, you can define the culture you want on day one, but it only becomes real when your systems are actually reinforcing the right behaviors. It's the cherry on top, but it's built on a really, really strong foundation.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's just take a moment and reflect on what this journey really asks of you, because this is not a simple or an easy path to take.
It takes a significant amount of time. It takes real courage from your leaders to see it all the way through, especially when things get tough. And it takes an unshakable belief that investing in your people will always, always provide the highest possible return on investment. It's a huge commitment, but I think it's one of the most valuable an organization can ever make.
And hey, a quick note for any startups listening. You have a golden opportunity here, a real superpower. Instead of spending years down the road trying to fix broken, old-school systems, you can build it the right way from day one. You can make this human-centered approach a core part of your company's DNA right from the start.
And this right here is the heart of this entire series. If you only take away one single thing, please let it be this. Organizations don't grow. People do. And when you create an environment where your people can truly grow, the organization's success, well, it just naturally follows.
And let's be perfectly clear about one last thing. Humanizing HR is not about being soft. Not at all. It is about being intentional. It's about being structured. And more than anything else, it is about being deeply, fundamentally respectful of the incredible potential that lies inside every single person in your company. I'm Mohammed Ajlouni. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through humanizing HR. Now, of course, no system is perfect, and this one has its own share of challenges and tricky questions. So in our next explainer, we're going to dive right into those tough questions. I'll see you then.